In this video, I'm going to explain what is AOP, Spring AOP, and also I will show all the concept through the code. So I will create one small project for the better understanding. So it is complete the hands-on videos, right? Just allow the 30 seconds to explain the AOP, then I move into the code side. So AOP stands for the aspect-oriented programming. The way we have the one already the paradigm, right? That is the OOPS concept, object-oriented things. The same thing we have the one paradigm that is called the AOP, and it gives the cross-cutting concern functionality on your existing code without changing a single line of code. So as you know that we have the logging, security, authentication, transaction management. These are the cross-cutting concern, right? So those you can implement on the existing code with the help of the AOP. So let me move the code, then we will better understand. Open the Eclipse and create one Maven project. So right click, new project, and then go to the Maven project. Project. Okay, next, and take the one quick start. Go the internal, right? And we have to take this the quick start because it is very small Java code, just to explain what is the AOP basic concept, right? Give any group ID. I'm giving the Binod Suman, and the AOP I will give the demo underscore AOP, right? You can give any name. We demo AOP has been created. Go right click, go open the form. Okay, in the form what we have to do, we have to add some dependency for the Spring. So I'm going to tell you what are the things we are going to add here. So it make the font big. So first and foremost, add this the Spring version and the AOP version in your properties. So we are going to use Spring 4.0.3 and AOP we are going to use the 1.9.6, and these are the dependency we need to the 4 dependency. So let me just copy paste to save the time, right? So these are the 4 dependencies we are going to use that. So I'm scrolling a little bit slowly so you can see that. So I have one Spring contest, Spring AOP, then the aspect JRT, and aspect waiver. That much should be sufficient for our purpose. Save it, and what I say you first, make one small configuration, or let me create one business class where I will explain how it works. So AOP is work on your business class, right? So for that I would say that go and create one any business class. So suppose for time being I am going to make one, right click, class, give the package name dot service, and give the name admission, right? And just made the two methods. So public void save student, right? Any business logic I want to give, and of course give the one message that new student entry started, something, and then your business logic should be here, right? And after all your business logic ending, you can give the message that new student record saved in database, something. That's it. So this is my business logic, and when I run this code, so these two messages would become, and when I implement the AOP, before this also and after this also message would come. This is the AOP that I will explain. So first go and make one config file so I can create the bin with the help of the string, right? So you know that we have to go the XML and create one XML file here, and you can give any name. I am giving the name config here, so but you can give any name, config, right? And config, you have to make the config with compatible with the string. So you have to paste this code, right? And have to just make one bean for my admission, right? So just say I want one bean, that be for the admission. Just confirm the package of the admission, so it should not be any problem with it. So if you see the Vinod Suman dot demo dot AOP services, let me copy it. Oh, here submitted one change is there, so make the okay, done. Now we have the add, right? Now you go the app class and run this code. So our at least admission should work, right? So you know what we have to do. We have to make one object for the admission, right? So we are, if you see here, we are giving the application context config and creating the bean. Once you get the bean, then you have to call the method. What was the method name? Save student. So if you run this code, what will happen? We are just two statement will come, right? So admission is started and the student data save, right? So run it. So now if you see here that these two line is coming. Now I am going to add the aspect here. So before this message, one my logging message should become. So for that, what you have to do, you go here and create one separate class and give the name aspect demo and put into the one AOP package aspect demo, right? And here all the magic would be there. So first and foremost, what you have to do, you have to inform to your Spring framework that this is my aspect class and all my advices of the code would be there, right? So make one just small method log before execution. I will tell you why I put the before, and just type one simple message so I can identify. I give the 2 stars so I can find out this output is coming from the AOP. So student admission is being started and this message is from aspect. Okay, so this message is coming from aspect, right? Enter, and that's it. So what you have to do when you want to execute this, so when this is my business class, right? Admission, when this method is execute, before this execution I want to implement the aspect, right? So here you have to put the one keyword before, right? And you have to give here the expression that is called the point cut expression. So what you have to do with the double quote, you have to write execution, then start the braces, and then you have to give the complete package name for the admission class. So what is the admission class package name? This one. So you have to give the package name, then the admission, and then you have to give the method name. So method name is save student, right? So come here and give the save student. And what is the return type of save student? Nothing. So what are the return type of the your method? You have to give here int, string, or all those things. So if you give the void card, it will take care for the everything. Okay, that much. So this is my all the aspect is a separate package, and all the service class in the separate package. Now you have to little bit change in your config. So in the config you have to say that you have to create one aspect demo class. So you have to create one bin also, and in that bin you have to say I have one aspect demo class, and that is inside the AOP, and my aspect class name is aspect demo, right? That you have to give that, right? And also you have to inform to your config that I am going to use AOP, so he can consider all the aspect annotation what we have used, auto proxy. So you have to give that. Okay, that's it. My code is ready now. Now if you see here, you come here, right, and run this code. Now if you see here, that time it was only coming the output from the your service code. Now on that it will also code come from the aspect. So now if you see here this message, this if you see the business logic, this message is not there. Student admission is being started from aspect. No, from where it is coming? It is coming from your aspect, right? This is your aspect, and this code is called the advice, right? So from here it is coming. If you want to implement that after before and after also, so just copy paste here, and you can use the after annotation also here. So if you put after annotation, right, and you give some any method name you can give, no problem. Being saved something. So now what happen when you run this code, the Spring will understand that some aspect is there, aspect demo is there. He will come here and you see what is the expression for the point cut, means the where we have to execute. So we have to execute on the save student, right? So now if you go run this method and see the magic what is happening. Now before and after also you can see the your logging. See, before is coming, after is coming. But in your business logic I have only the two statement, right? But before that also it is coming, and after that it is also coming, right? So this is the how it works. Okay, so this message you can see it, right? Now but suppose you have the you want to pass something here, int enrollment number, and to save it you have to, it will need also one thing, 110. Now if you say what happened, you have to save it, right? Student.java, I have not saved it, I saved. Now if you run this code, it will not run the aspect, it will only run the business logic, it will not run the aspect. You know why? Because your expression is not matching. I have given the empty parameter, but now you are giving the one integer. So for that you have to give the two dot means parameter. So now after this if you run again, this will be start working for me. Now start working. Now suppose in your admission class if you have some more method. So suppose I have one method that the hostel allocated. So suppose I have this method, but if you run this I will call the this one, this method also. But if you see it, our aspect will not work for that method. You know why? Because that expression is not matching. Admission dot, what was the method name? Hostel. If you run this you will see that it is aspect is not working for this, right? For this method, the new method. Why it is not working? Because if you see the aspect demo, in aspect demo I have not mentioned this method name, I have only the save method name. So then it is the manual work, right? You have to give the expression for all the methods. So Spring is saying no, don't worry for that. Do one thing, you just give the wild card star for all the method, then it will start working for all the method, right? So now if you see, it will work for all the methods. Now you come here and again run the code. If you see, now it is start working for the this one also. But suppose I have the one more Java class. So suppose you take one more service, copy and paste, and see fee. I have the fee class here, and just say that from fee, just for identification purpose. Don't change any method name. So and make one in config, make one bean for the fee also. What I'm trying to say that how we can tweak our expression language to consider all the Java object. So now if and create the fee here also. So the way we have created the admission, we make the fee also, right? Fee. So make the fee, right? Import it. And call the fee save student, right? But you will see that it will not work for the fee because my expression is not matching for the fee. My expression only matching for the admission. So let us try that whether it is working or not. So if you run it, for the fee it is not working. So you have to come and again we remove the class name, and instead of class name we give the star also, right? So I give the star. Now if you see, it will work for the fee also. So again run it, this will work for the fee also, right? Sheet is work also. And I will now show you one more very interesting here. So suppose if any errors throwing, that time I am thinking my aspect should work only when the error is throwing. So I made one new method in the aspect demo, log after expression, right? So what you have to do here, you just give the proper name, right, for everything on the service. So now if you run this, will not after errors something or put some more star to identify, it will not execute because there is no any error in our code. Even I have added here, but it will not work, right? Because I don't have any errors, right? Now go and introduce some error. So how you will introduce? So suppose I take one name, I will take one name and make the name substring and give some size, so it will give the error because I know the name is Vinod and size is not 10, so obviously it will give the error. So it will give the error, but this aspect will also executing before giving the error. See, this should be work this time. So now you run it, it will give the error, but our aspect is also working. See, this is error, but before error you can see that our aspect executed, right? This one. Okay. Now that's why you have to give the expressions. So now let me just show that some terminology. Now you will understand the terminology. What is the aspect? Aspect is the our aspect demo class. So here you have all the codes, all the modular codes, or the concern cross-cutting methods, right? So this is my aspect, this one, this aspect demo is my aspect. I have given the aspect here also, right? Now what is the join point? Join point means where you are executing. So if you see in business class, I am executing on the method, and Spring only support the method join point. So we are working on the method web. Advice, this code, my aspect code is called the advice, right? Advice. And the join points means on the method also, we have many kind of join points, right? Three I have already showed you, before, after, and after throwing, and like that there are many things. And what is the point cut? Point cut is your the expression, what expression you are doing here, right? And we have many more expressions if you go the Spring documentation. So if you want to execute only the method that is start from the set, so those kind of things you can do it. That's for this session. Means please be kind and subscribe the channel, and I have uploaded many more videos on that. If you see, these are the many videos on the Spring. And for the Spring dependency, you have many videos, and the Spring MVC many videos, Spring ORM we have many videos, right? So if we get more benefited, please subscribe, and also like and share. Thank you very much.